Happy Monday. Happy Marketing Monday. How are you on this Monday? How are you doing? I am Torri Hammond, and I am your certified business coach, and I am your Meta certified digital marketing associate. I don't know, my sun is sunning on today. Since you can't see my Facebook logo on my hat, but I rep Facebook whenever I can. All right, let me go do my little things I have to do on Mondays to make sure that all is well. Hold on. All right, let me change that and do that and yep. There we go. All right. So just wanted to make sure I do all of my logistics while we get started. But welcome to Marketing Monday. Again, I am Torri Hammond, your marketing maven. I am your certified business coach and your Meta certified digital marketing associate. Hey, YouTube. Hey to all of you that are on YouTube. Hey, mavens. Hey, marketing mavens. Hey. Make sure that you are sharing this live on today. If you are on YouTube, make sure that you like and subscribe. And remember, guys, this is always a situation for us to network together as business owners. So make sure that when you do come on the live that you are popping your business in the comments so that we can definitely network together as we go and grow. You guys know that's big for me as we go and grow together. So I'm excited about what I have for you on today. We're going to be talking social media on today. I have been giving you guys tips that you can use on every Monday that you can take and actively apply to your business as you go and grow. So today we're going to be talking about social media. So a lot of us have shifted in this season in social media, and we have shifted to, let me do one more thing as I'm doing this. We have shifted to social media. So thing. Uh-oh. As I'm doing this. No. We have shifted to social media. All right, let me do this really quickly. So we have shifted to something that has become different for us as social media has grown. And so for some of us, we have shifted to a creator page. If you are watching and you have shifted your personal page to a creator page, pop that in the comments. So some of us have shifted to a creator page. For those of us who haven't, these tips that I'm going to give you are going to apply on your business page. For those of you who have shifted your page to a creator page, this will be for your personal Facebook as well as your business Facebook, as insights is what we're going to talk about today will show up it used to only show up on your business page, but now if you are a creator, your insights will show up in your Facebook timeline. And so what we're going to be talking about today is understanding the difference. This is major, guys. This is major today. I got my notes and I am ready to teach on today. This is major. So we're going to be talking about understanding the difference between post impressions, reach, and engagement. For those of you who are true to it, to really posting on purpose, those of you who are true to it, intentionally posting to build your business, this is very important to you. Now, what we usually focus on is post, reactions. Like, did they like it? Did they, what did they do? We also focus on the comments as well as on the shares. And so this is only a small part of what we have to focus on. It's only a smart part of what we need to focus on in order for us to be able to use our social media channels efficiently. All right. And so today we're going to be tapping into the difference between post impressions, reach, and engagement. All right. This was something big that I had to learn as, you want to make sure that when you are posting, you're doing it intentionally. And then to the intentionality part of it is that you're making sure that it makes sense. What I mean by that is we don't want to just be throwing something out there just to see how people are going to react to it. No, we want to be throwing things out there, understanding what our copy is doing. Is it causing people to do something? Is it causing them to do the post reactions? Is it causing them to comment? Is it causing them to share? But more importantly, is it causing them to support our businesses? All right. And so we've got to look at just how far what we're posting is going. Just how is it really working when there are no likes, when there are no post reactions, no comments, no shares? There's always something that is going on, even though we don't see what is physically shown to us in our timeline. Oh man, this is going to be good. And so what we normally see is nobody liked my post. That's what we normally see. But that's not the truth. I always tell people, just because nobody liked it doesn't mean that nobody's seen it. And then when you do hit insights and you look at this and it tells you this is how many the post impressions you had, and this is how much reach you had, and this is how many how much engagement you had, it's important that you know the difference. All right, so we're going to talk about it. All right, so what is reach? All right, reach refers to the total number of unique users who have seen your posts. It's the reach, right? How many people have you reached? How many people have seen your post? It measures how many individual people have been exposed to your content. All right. And our goal should be to expand my reach. Listen, expand my reach and enlarge my territory. Yes. All right. So the goal should be to expand our reach. Now, what is impressions? So impressions represent the total number of times your post has been displayed, regardless, I'm going to say it again, regardless of whether it was clicked on or not, right? And this also includes multiple views. And so if I scrolled past your stuff on my timeline, I gave you an impression. And if, I don't know, some way, somehow I refreshed my screen and you showed up again and I watched it again, I gave you another impression. All right. And so reach is definitely different than impressions. Okay. All right. And let's talk about that engagement. So engagement, it encompasses all the interactions people have with your content, right? This is where your likes come in, your comments, your shares, your saves, your clicks, and all other forms of interaction. All right. Now, this is what I like to call one of the key indicators, right, of how your content resonates with your audience. And so, man, it's one thing to be seen, but it's another thing to be valued. And so we have to be careful not to think that just because people interact, you may cause them to laugh, you may cause them to do certain things. It doesn't mean that they value you enough to share it or to comment. And so again, your engagement shows you a really big picture of what your content is really doing. All right. And so high engagement means your content is not only seen, but appreciated and interacted with. All right. And so we want to push our social media posts to be appreciated and also interacted with. All right. All right. Now, why does this stuff matter? Like, why does it even matter? Like, why does your reach even matter? Why does your impressions matter? Why does your engagement matter? So your reach shows you the effectiveness of your content distribution. Now, we know it's the good old algorithms, right? And, people go through frustrating times where they feel like they're posting, but nobody sees it. They're posting, but nobody interacts with it. If you feel that way, I encourage you to go back to last Monday and watch Marketing Matters from last Monday. It'll bless you. But again, it helps you to measure the effectiveness of distribution. It also indicates the size of your audience. And so when you think about this, just because you have so many followers, you're thinking, oh man, I have so many followers, but do you have people who actively engage with your page? Your reach will show you how many people are actively engaging, meaning that you are able to reach them with your post. Now, your impressions provides insight to how often your audience is exposed to your content. This also has to do with your algorithm, and your exposure matters, because when you have good content, your algorithm gets behind you. When you are posting consistently, your algorithm gets behind you. And so your your impressions matter. Your reach matters and your impressions matter, but you got to know the difference. All right. Now, when we talk about your engagement, it reflects the interest and the interaction of your audience. And so all of these play a part in you understanding how your content is resonating. And so we have to understand why all of these matter to work for the greater good of our marketing efforts. Again, the reach helps you measure just how far your content is going. All right. Your impressions show you just how much your content is being pushed out. And your engagement shows you how well your content is operating. Is it causing the likes, the shares, the saves, the comments, the interactions? And so all of these are important. And so what I'm trying to get you to understand while you are marketing your business and while you are posting, that you have to look past just the post interactions and the comments and the shares. It's much more to it than that. You got to go behind the scenes. You got to click that insights button, because you've got to understand exactly how your content is moving, especially when there's no interaction. Oh man, especially when there's no interaction. When there's no likes, there's no posts, there's no shares. If you click your insights and somebody hasn't liked your stuff and your impressions are really low, that means that your content is not picking up the algorithm and it's not pushing it out. Sometimes we have too much stuff going on. Our flyers are super busy. It could be that, it could be a whole lot of things that cause your impressions to be low. Man, listen, when it comes to doing business and doing business intentionally, especially when you're marketing your business, all things matter. And again, your branding and what you're putting out there matters, because you've got an algorithm that you have to be in compliance with. And so then there are times where our impressions are low, and that means our content is not being pushed. We have to evaluate what that looks like. When we think about our reach, sometimes our reach is low because we're not interacting and engaging. We think that we could just go to our social media and just post something and it's just going to take off, but that's not how it works. Like, you got to give something in order to get something. You can expand your reach when you begin to interact with people. Come on. You've got to be sharing other people's things. You've got to be commenting on their posts. This is going to allow them to, it's going to bring awareness to you. And it's going to cause your reach to expand. Because, all right, if you think about what your timeline looks like now, and you're scrolling your timeline and you got all these friends, right? I don't know. I got like 9,000, 12,000, whatever thousand friends. I know I don't get that many interactions on a daily basis, right? And then there are people who you communicate with, and they can say to you, did you see what I posted the other day? You go, no, I didn't see that in my timeline. It's because you're not interacting with them. And then you like something or you comment on their post, and now here they come showing up in your feed. I'm telling y'all, it's work, but it all works for the greater good of your reach. And it's the friend of the friends. And the Torri Hammond commented on this post. All these things are working. All these things are working for the greater good of your reach, because the sooner we can point people back to you, the bigger your reach will begin to expand. And so when we think about the whole gamut of it, when it comes to social media, it takes work, not just to understand it, but to also work it. And so when is the last time that you shared something of someone else's, that you took the time to comment on something that somebody else posted? Because again, that matters. You got to think about wanting to be in people's algorithms and in people's faces. This is important. All right. So how do we track these things? So you can click insights. And you can definitely look at those things. And so again, if you are a creator, this happens on your regular timeline. If you are a business owner, you got to head over to your business page. Hey, Patrice, thanks for tapping in on today. You got to head over to your business page, and you will be able to see your insights on your business page. Also, some of the third-party tools that you use, for those of you who use them, you are able to see insights in there as well. All right. So let's talk about some strategies. All right. Let's talk about some strategies. All right. And so before I get into the strategies, I just want to back up just a smidget. We are talking about understanding the difference between post impressions, reach, and engagement. All right. I need you guys to understand that if you are moving in social media in business, you got to look at more than just who liked it, who commented, and who shared it. That's the last part of it. That's the engagement part. But you got to understand your reach, and you got to understand your impressions to understand if your content is resonating with your audience. All right. So let's talk strategies. All right. How can I increase my reach? All right. We've got to learn when your audience is active. All right. This takes you posting multiple times a day. Right? Posting in the morning, posting in the middle of the day, posting at the end of the day. It's you understanding when your people show up. This is one of the things that helps to expand your reach. Also, using hashtags help expand your reach. Why? It puts you in front of another audience. Again, it's sharing people's things. It's interacting on people's things. All this stuff helps. And on the flip side of that, collaborating with people who have bigger audiences than you will definitely expand your reach, right? Also, when you're doing lives and things like that. So like me, I'm doing Marketing Monday. I can very well bring on a guest speaker, right? And that'll help me to expand my reach. It's things that you can do, right, to help with your reach. Now, let's talk about your impressions, all right? And so it's the quality of what you post. We talked about this earlier. Sometimes our flyers are all over the place. Sometimes our content isn't quality and our algorithms aren't picking them up. And so we've got to hone down into quality content. All right. And we've got to increase our frequency of how much we post it. And then your engagement also matters as well, because your engagement, it boosts your impressions. So they kind of work hand in hand. And so your content has to cause people to engage. And then in your engagement, it'll cause people to boost something up. And so it's when you think about the things that cause people to be interested. And this is why we have to sprinkle in things. I tell people buy people. And if you're a business owner, you have a social responsibility to showing up. And so sometimes we miss that, and we miss opportunities to get our engagement boosted because we're not engaging frequently. And some people think it's hard to do that, to post 3-4 times a day, but it's really not when you understand that your whole life is content. Everything that you do on a daily basis as a business owner can be made into some form of content. And we overthink that sometimes. And so when you are out and about and you're eating lunch, have you ever been to this place before? If you cause people to comment, oh my gosh, that's post interaction. And no, it is not about the thing that you're selling. No. But again, people don't buy people. They buy what they do, right? And what they provide. And so when you think about what's going to boost that, what's going to cause people to just be commenting, and every time I post something that I'm selling, nobody comments, well, you got to expand your reach in a way where people can relate to you, that people can be conversational with you. It's the give before you ask, right? And these are the things that ideally help people to start to engage with you and talk to you and speak to you. When we begin to speak our products in a way where we are solutions to people's problems, then things begin to shift and change, and then we will see a different result. All right. And so we've got to do that high quality, relevant content that resonates with our audience. Also, these things help. So asking questions, doing polls, and also doing things to promote people to comment definitely help. And also responding. We talked about this earlier, not just responding to the comments on your post, but also commenting and interacting on other people's posts as well. All right. And so this is why, some people say, can I just schedule everything? Can I just schedule it out? You cannot forget that social media is social. And there is a social component of that is a part of your responsibility as a business owner. And so you've got to be able to interact with the people who are interacting with you, because again, it all matters to your impressions and to your reach. All right. And so how can we implement this into our ebb and flow of business? All right. So if your content is seen by many in your reach, if a lot of people see it, but nobody interacts with it, you have to consider turning that content around. You have to consider, because your reach matters, right? You have to consider what you're putting out there, and it's important that we understand what our business is and what our business isn't, and who our customers are and how to speak to those people, right? And so if you have a high reach but low engagement, your content isn't compelling enough for anybody to interact with it. All right, so we got to tighten up. Now, if you have high impressions but low reach, your existing audience is just scrolling past and scrolling past and scrolling past, and it may show up again, but I'm just going to scroll past it. And it may show up again, and I'm just going to scroll past it. And so with that, we have to look for ways to expand our reach. Man, listen, it all works together. All right. Your engagement is high, but your reach is low. Your content isn't reaching enough people. And so sometimes when there are no shares, all right, your engagement may be high because all your friends who like you laughed at what you just said, and then they just commented, but nobody shared it so that nobody else can see it, right? We've always got to be thinking, how can I expand my reach? And so that's the time where we really have to focus on the reach. It's content that I do it every now and then. It's content that will convert. And you know it because somebody else has posted it and they got major organic reach. It could be a quote that resonates true for your audience. It could be something funny. You've got to find ways to expand your reach. I just went to Grandy's maybe 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago. And I knew that post was going to do well because Grandy's was somewhere that we knew when we were younger, and their majority of them are going out of business. And I haven't seen one in years. And so I knew that if I hadn't seen one in years, that there would be a lot of other people who haven't seen one in years. And not just to post a picture of the Grandy's, I went in and bought bread on purpose because I wasn't hungry. But I just rolled up on it and was like, man, it's a Grandy's. And I was like, well, let me go in and at least buy something. And I looked around and I was just like, okay, I'm looking at the uniforms and everything and, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, one thing that I always loved about them was their bread. And so I bought the bread, but I didn't just buy the bread. I opened up the box, took a picture, right? Got to be intentional. When I tell y'all, my reach expanded. Oh, man. Just from Grandy's, just from a Grandy's post. That had nothing to do with my business. It had nothing to do with what I do in business, right? It's just content from what I was doing in my day. And it expanded my reach. Not only did it expand my reach, my impressions were high, and so was my engagement. Oh, man. And here's the flip side of that. When you get monetized, you have to learn this. I mean, in order for you to make money, you have to learn this. For those of you that are monetized, that Grandy's post made me some money. Listen, because my reach expanded, right? My impressions, it took off because I had so many shares, and it was friends of friends. Once people started commenting, right? It's when it starts to move, and once the algorithm got a hold to it, it just shot off. And so we have to think about that. Strategies to increase your reach. All right. Any questions for those of you that are watching? All right. So we have to remember that we have to constantly create high quality, relevant content. All right. If you have a problem with creating content for your business, let's spend some time together. Oh, man, I would love to work with you and walk out with you what that looks like because we have to be intentional as we move in this season. All right. And so we've got to tap in. We've got to learn what we don't know so that we can be able to make it make sense as we move in business. And so when it comes to our audience insights and to just reviewing it regularly, you want to make sure that if you are intentionally posting content, you want to make sure that you are looking at these things regularly so you can understand how your content is working. And so, man, listen, it's all about trying and trying again and trying again. Sometimes there's no right or wrong way. Thank you, Miss Carolyn. And if I don't know what point you were able to get on, but if you want to go back and just watch it from the beginning. This was really good. I went back and forth about what I wanted to talk about today. I said that this was important because it's one thing to teach people to pose, but it's another thing to show them so that they can understand for themselves what's working or what's not working. Will definitely help us all at the end of the day. And so I was excited about this on today. So I hope that I have said something that will encourage you to intentionally make sure that you are curating posts that are making sense as we move through business. All right, Patrice. And again, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and pop them in. I see you, Miss Carolyn, because it's important. And so also just understand that I am here for you. There are different ways that you can work with me, and we can work together for the greater good of getting you the visibility that you need in order for you to show up consistently for your business. And so make sure that you visit the Maven's website. I have some free downloads there. Also, my Go and Grow book is there, as well as our social media digital marketing planner is there as well. Make sure that you like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. Make sure that you join the Marketing Mavens group if you haven't done so yet. But I am here every Monday to bring you some tools that you can use to definitely grow your business. And so it's important that we understand the difference between our reach, our impressions, and our engagements. This will definitely equip you with what you need because knowledge is power, right? And this will show you how to effectively monitor and analyze what's working and what's not working. All right. We don't want to just be throwing something out there We want to be making it make sense, right? We don't want to just be doing it just to do it. We want to do it in a way where it can yield the results that we need to see. All right. And so it all matters. And so for those of us that have watched this live on today, we know that it's more important than a like, right? A comment or a share. It's so much more that's going on behind the scenes in the midst of that. All right. And so know the difference. All right. Miss Caroline, make sure you watch it over because it's not just your impressions, it's your reach as well. And I went through the difference between the two. They all work together. They all work together. And so it is your post impressions, your reach, and your engagement. They all work together. All right, guys? All right. All right. Any questions? Any questions? I want to make sure that I'm here for you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure that you share this video, share it. Tag someone in the comments as well. If you have a business bestie and she hasn't tapped into these Marketing Mondays yet, make sure that you tag someone and share this live so that we can all go and grow together. All right. Also, I am always looking at your comments so that I can know what you guys want to talk about on Marketing Monday. So if you are here and you are here for Marketing Mondays, what would you like to learn? Pop that in the comments as well. I want to be effective as I teach you guys about social media. And so if you have any social media questions, make sure that you pop them in there. Or if you have something that you've been pondering, like, I will definitely check it out and see if it is a topic that is worthy of Marketing Monday. And so again, I appreciate you guys for hopping on. All right, this has been Marketing Monday. I am Torri Hammond. And so I don't ever really do this right, but I'm going to try it again anyway. All right. And so until next time.